Fuck
There
you,
you
Craig.
go. So,
Where did
all
B
right.
go? B's not here.
I don't know. She disappeared. She'll be back
She'll be
at some
back.
point in life. Yeah, she'll be back.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know what she's doing.
Oh, there she
Anyway,
is.
yeah.
Anyway, we're
This
back with
shit
another
is crazy.
podcast.
Yeah, this shit's crazy.
Oh, it
Like,
is. It's just gonna get worse, honestly.
I don't know what the fuck. First off, how do you put a wall up around the White House, a non-scalable wall, because you're afraid of the election results? And all these businesses are boarding up in like Pennsylvania and New York and all these states in DC and shit because they're so afraid of shit that's gonna happen if this fucking asshole wins again. Like, I don't
I
understand,
know.
man.
No, it's not even
Like,
if he wins. It's just the fact that if he
Just the
wins,
election.
the lefts are gonna be mad, right? But and then they're afraid of Antifa. But if Biden wins, then you've got the right extremists that are all upset, right? And so either way, it's just going to end hypothetically in this just sort of civil war sort of thing. I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
afraid of like the Black Lives Matter riot protest sort of things all over again. That's why they board up their windows and stuff.
I don't know. It's absurd though. It's really absurd. Like, people think that this shit that he does is normal. But don't get me wrong, like, Biden's no better, man. You know, they're
Yeah,
both pieces of shit. So it's they keep trotting out these same old fucking people, and it's like, put somebody new out there, put somebody young out there. Like, you could have had Pete Buttigieg out there, or you could have had Andrew Yang out there, but no, you want to trot out fucking Joe Biden, or you want to
see,
trot out goddamn Bernie Sanders or something, or Hillary
the
Clinton 4 years ago. Like, what the fuck, man?
the problem is that people don't want young people in office because the young people are the ones that are trying to actually bring the change, and people don't want to accept that.
Well, you know
The
what it is.
people,
It's the fucking baby boomers, bro.
yeah, the people
Yeah.
that vote the most and have the most say in the election don't want to see change, right? They're the ones that we're mostly sort of battling against, trying to sort of change their opinion on things. And with how many there are and how many of them actually turn up to elections, it's sort of up to them what happens.
But see, the thing is, old people aren't going to be around in the next 15 years. Meanwhile, I am, you are, kids are. Like, this isn't what it is, you know? Like, this shit's
Mhm.
crazy, bro. It really is. It really is. And the fact that people are okay with this shit that he says and does, it's just, it blows my mind, man.
It
And like,
really does.
where I'm at, you see it all the time. These people are like, "Oh, Donald Trump," and like, they're selling T-shirts and they're selling shit on the side of the road for Donald Trump, and you don't see that shit for Biden. Like, it's just, these people are
Yeah.
insane, bro. They're literally insane. I
See,
mean,
have you ever seen those
it's,
videos? It's like stupid shit Trump supporters say. You ever seen those?
yeah,
Like, I
I
know
have.
that's not the majority of Trump supporters, right? But truly, like, the majority of them are like centrist people who just sort of lean towards the right, and that's why they vote for them. But it just blows my mind that there are people that like truly think like that, you know? That like
I
still
don't understand
hardcore
it.
believe that, you know.
I just don't understand it. And then, you know, you got all these people that are like, "Oh yeah, Asians for Trump and Latinos for Trump." Meanwhile, this dude don't like none of y'all. He doesn't like anybody. First off, he really
Yeah,
doesn't like
yeah.
anybody, you know.
Except
And
himself.
if right, and if he had his way, like, he would get rid of everybody in this country. So, you know, he just doesn't care, man. He doesn't care about anybody but himself.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, Biden's no better though. Like, I hate them both.
He's really
I
not. He's
really
just
do.
quieter.
I just hate them both, and I wish that they would give us better choices, but it's just not going to happen in this election.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Or any election.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, I mean, but see, like, the thing is, people keep thinking that shit'll just change on its own. Shit ain't gonna change on its own. if motherfuckers don't get out there and try to produce the change that they want to see, ain't nothing gonna change. This shit gonna continue on the way it is. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's gonna be the same two-party system. It's gonna be Democrat and Republican. It's gonna be the lesser of two evils every fucking 4 years, and people are gonna bitch and they're gonna see 1,000 problems but no fucking solutions. You know, so if you don't like something, like figure out how to fucking change it, man. If you want to sit there and bitch about it and cry about it, that's on y'all. You know, but you're not doing nothing but just creating more problems. So think of a solution, man. Stop seeing problems everywhere. Come up with a solution, even if it's just like one or two solutions to problems, man. You know, it only takes one idea to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody wants to sit there and complain all the time. Oh my God, oh, this is so bad and that's so bad. Well, if you don't like it, figure out how to fucking change it. Either that, it's shit or get off the pot, man. Like for real. It's just very, very frustrating. I don't. This is why I don't like people, honestly. You know.
Yeah. And like even just the fact that so many people in the United States don't seem to understand that even if you have like a difference in opinions, you can still like get along. I think the
They don't.
lack
They don't want to though.
exactly. I think the lack of like sort of that agreement that it's okay to have separate opinions is just tearing the United States apart.
Well, that's
You
the
know?
problem because you have. All right. With Trump, you have you're either for me or you're against me. There is no working together, and you know he's creating so much division. You're either against immigrants or for immigrants. You're either against China and the Kung flu and the China virus, or you're pro-China. You're Beijing Biden, or you're either Democrat or Republican, and it's just division, division. You either wear a mask or you don't. You know, and even after this election, dude, it's still going to be the same thing. There's nothing but
Mm-hmm.
division, you know. Because
Yeah.
say he comes out and says, you know, all right, national mask mandate is gone and this and that or whatever the case is, you know, you're gonna have businesses that are still like, oh well, we require a mask, and then you're gonna have Trump supporters who say, oh, we're not wearing masks and this and that. So it's gonna be mask people versus no mask. It's just gonna be a mess, man, because he's created so much division and dissension in the country. It's just bad, dude. It's the racist people are coming out of the woodwork, and it's insane, man. It really is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad because the division has never been this bad in this country, and it's sad. It really is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's like I really want to leave the country, to be honest with you, but at the same time, it's like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Like to Antarctica or something? Everywhere sucks,
Bulgaria.
basically.
I fucking live in
Bulgaria?
igloos.
Yeah. Just go somewhere where there's no people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the
Start your
Bulgarian
own
president
government.
said the Bulgarian president said that tractors cure coronavirus. So I don't know. You know.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, here in my country, our president said that coronavirus would be kept away by amulets. So I don't know. You ready for some cartels and gunfire? You can always
Oh,
move here.
I
sounds
mean,
great.
I mean, I grew up in Philadelphia, so you know it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
close,
You
you
know,
know. It's close.
close.
It's
Yeah, you
close.
just gotta get used to not having water sometimes, but it's okay. I mean, at least you don't have Trump.
It's
Hey,
true.
but then I have fucking dumbass down there. You know, I might as well just move to Brazil and have Bozo. Go to France and have Marcone. You know, it's bad.
I just gotta go to a remote place in Antarctica and start our own government.
You can go to
Yeah, but
Antarctica.
Okay, I will.
isn't Antarctica like melting too?
Of
I
course it
don't even
is.
know. Probably.
Yes, yes. I saw an article where there was huge methane deposits that were going to be released or something.
So, do you like the cold? Feels like a negative 63 in Antarctica.
I'm good, bro. First off, you can't claim land in Antarctica because Antarctica is a sovereign territory, so no one can claim land there. You know. So
Too bad.
yeah.
There's
Look,
always
I'm good.
space.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. If I go out to space, I just feel like I would just fucking want to just go somewhere and just float around or something. I don't know.
Sounds fun.
Float
Yeah.
around.
Oh yeah.
Sell space tacos
Space tacos.
from my UFO.
They can start
Yeah.
our own Star Wars.
They already have a Star Wars program up there.
Isn't it
Make a
Star
new one.
Force? No,
Yeah.
Space
Well,
Force. SpaceX?
well, yeah. Space Force. No, SpaceX is Tesla. Well, not Tesla, but Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Musk. Yeah.
Must.
But the
Mess.
Space Force, yeah, Elon Musk. The Space Force is what fucking Trump instituted. Like, he fucking dumb as hell, man. Dumb as hell. I don't understand. Like,
It's stupid.
you know,
Like, why? Like, so much money wasted.
yeah, I mean, but whatever. It's just saying that there's aliens, basically. You know, that's basically what it's saying. It really is, because if there was no aliens, why would they be so worried about space? You know,
Yeah.
why would
Why
they
be
be
so
so worried
worried
about the moon?
about protection?
Yeah,
Because
why would
it's one thing to
why
invest in NASA, and quite another to
NASA?
like make
NASA.
that thing, and another to make the Space Force, because that's like wanting to do with everything that Trump wants, like just throw random shit at a problem, hope it disappears.
Yeah.
I created the Space Force. Did you see it? It's the greatest thing ever. We're gonna
Yes.
go to outer space, and we're gonna have bombs. And if anybody tries to take over space, we're gonna win. We're gonna
This
build the
planet we
greatest
make
army
it
ever.
to, I'm going to climb
Yeah.
it, and I'm going to
Yeah.
build a wall and put everyone inside of it.
We're gonna put a wall around Mars and around the moon, and no one else will be able to get there.
I avoided
Mexico cannot get
hearing
into
Trump's
Mars.
voice for like 2 years, and now you guys are making impressions. Thanks for that. It just ruined my streak out of nowhere. Thanks.
Yeah, you're gonna have nightmares tonight.
Who's eating mangoes?
It's-
You're
What?
gonna have nightmares after hearing Trump's voice. Actually, last night I did have a dream that had Trump in it, and I was about to tell that man off, but then I woke up, so
That's
it
good,
wasn't a
because the
pleasant
Secret
experience.
Service is probably gonna shoot you.
Oh yeah, in my dream.
Maybe.
I just like wake up from my dream and the Secret Service is gonna be standing next to my bed.
Hey, it happens. Like,
Yeah.
you think people that like say shit on Twitter about him and shit like that, you think they're not on like some watch list or something, bro? This shit's crazy. Like,
Mhm.
it's literally absurd. That's why you got to be careful what you say online, man, about anything.
Yeah.
And people don't realize it. They're, oh, I did this, I did that. What the fuck are you taking credit for shit for, man? Like, oh, anonymous. Do you realize anonymous means nobody knows who did it, or did that not happen? I don't understand. Like, I
I don't
just
know.
don't understand
Did
it.
we rewrite the dictionary? Is this what happened? I don't know.
Yeah, like, I mean, I get people want credit, like, all right, yeah, like that was my shit, I did that. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like, man, and this is what happens, people go out and attack shit and hack sites or whatever the case is, and then they get tracked down because they take credit for it, man.
Mhm. I was
It's
just having a
so
conversation about this the
crazy,
other day.
bro.
It was like, don't take credit for it, and if you really want to like take credit for it, do it in a trusted group chat that's actually like secure. Like go on Element or something and tell people, but don't do it publicly. That's just asking for
not
trouble.
taking credit anywhere. I don't care if it's Element, if it's
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah.
if it's Wire, if it's fucking skywriting with a jet. I don't give a fuck what. I don't care if I'm writing that shit in the sand. I'm not taking credit nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm saying,
not
but
happening, bro.
if you're going to take credit, don't do it in public.
I mean,
Why
kid,
would you
all right.
take credit for it? If you're taking credit for it, it's just showing that you're doing it more for the ego boost because you're going to tell it to somebody rather than just doing it because you want to do it. Because that's the whole point of
Yeah.
Anonymous. That's what Saul was saying, that Anonymous is basically nobody knows, right?
Mhm.
Right. So, all right. For instance, look at Blue Leaks, right? The biggest data leak in what, decades, I guess.
Oh,
It's out like probably about the biggest data breach in, we'll say, the last 20 years, since
okay.
2000, right? Who
Mm,
took credit for it? Did anyone ever take credit for it? No, nobody did. Nobody ever came out and said, "Oh, that was me," or "I did this," or "I did that," or "that was my crew," or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? And that was the
mm-hmm,
biggest leak in fucking decades. You know? But
mm-hmm.
no one took credit for it because guess what? If one person took credit for that, you think the FBI wouldn't have been at their fucking door, yo? Like,
Oh yeah.
hey, how you doing? Yeah, you claiming blue leaks? And people don't realize, man. They think that a VPN or Tor or whatever is gonna protect them, man. Tor's been cracked by the feds numerous times. You know
Oh
that
yeah.
shit ain't secure, bro. But you better be behind about 8 proxies, 6 VPNs, and bouncing through fucking 17 different servers that you hacked. Like, people just don't realize it, man. They think that this or that is secure, and it's not. Like, I just don't understand it. I don't. So,
Oh yeah. I mean,
but
I think if the whatever, if part of the government has, hidden information about supposed time travel, do you really think there's parts of the internet that they can't get into? Like,
I mean,
there are parts
Tor.
that are going to be hard, but still, if they're desperate, they're going to find a way.
First off, Tor isn't even like that secure to begin with. All it does is route your traffic through multiple different routers. That's all it does.
Mm-hmm.
It it's not like it's uncrackable or anything like that. I mean, if they control the entrance or the exit, then you're hit. You're literally hit. So, but people keep thinking that Tor is the end all be all and this and that, and it's not, man. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just boggles my mind when you see all these guys get arrested for stuff like Barrett, and Jeremy and Zelge. You see these guys get arrested, and you keep doing the same shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're just putting yourself in harm's way for no reason, man. You really are. What is it solving? That's all I want to know. Like, show me one time where hacking into anything has changed something besides IT security. Just show me one time. Because
Mm-hmm.
even what did blue leaks change? Like, that shit was ridiculous leaks of shit. What did it change though? Well, all it changed was they switched up their tactics. They still track people down via fucking tattoos, Facebook, and cell phone triangulation because they fucking flew a AWACS plane over and grabbed all the cell phone signals. And they triangulated that way and had pictures and this and that. But meanwhile, they can't fucking find these people that are burning down buildings, that
Mm-hmm.
are dressed in all black and shit like that. So, what changed? Did anything change? 2 weeks ago, you had them, or not even 2 weeks, like 6 days ago, you had them kill that guy in Philly. Like, what changed? Nothing has changed. Y'all can hack all the shit you want. Nothing's gonna change, man. Nothing's gonna change, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just, nothing changes unless you put a plan into action. You can try to hold down a website. You can try to DDoS a website for fucking 6 months. But guess what? On that first day after 6 months, that shit's coming right back up, man. It's coming
Yeah.
right back up. It's not
So something
changing nothing.
with Op Nigeria a week or two ago, whenever that was. You know how people were like, we're going to hack these websites. We are going to just constantly take them down. The second you stop trying, they're going to come back up. And what is that doing? The problem that's happening in Nigeria isn't something that's going to be fixed by that. This is, physical violence that's
Yeah.
happening. And then there's the people that are
That's
upset that they need money. You can't hack the bank. I mean, you could, but you're not going to. That's just not a practical thing to do. And then people want to learn to hack to help, but that's still not going to help. Hacking those websites isn't doing anything. Besides, I don't know, scaring the government a little bit, but it's a government against these people that are just sort of hacking and defacing their websites.
Right.
Like, I understand
You
the
know, it,
message they're trying to send. Like, the support is a nice thing, but it's not doing anything, in all honesty.
It's okay. So, you break into these websites, you break into the banks, you do this and that. What does that do? Okay, that causes the banks to shut down everybody's accounts. Boom.
Yeah.
Now nobody can access their money. Now all
Damn.
these people, all these people can't access their money. They can't do shit. And not only that, man, it's just, and then you're talking about doing this shit. The other day I saw a dude who got fucking wanted by the FBI for conspiracy to aid and abet computer intrusion. Like, not even breaking into a computer, but conspiracy, bro. Conspiracy to break into a fucking computer, bro. Like, and he's on an FBI hacker list. Like, come on, man. You think they're not watching this shit? Come on, man.
Mhm.
Like, just
Mm-hmm.
people just don't think. And not only that, but once you go on Twitter and you click any link or anything like that, guess what? As soon as you click on Twitter JavaScript shit, your IP is fucking out there, man. So it doesn't matter. You could be on Tor, you could be on a VPN, you could be on fucking. It doesn't matter. As soon as you click on any link in Twitter, it's over. Your IP is out there. You
Yep.
know. But
Is it any
yeah,
link or is it just like clicking on a random tweet?
it's
Like,
anything that enables JavaScript because JavaScript runs locally. So once you run JavaScript locally through Twitter, it automatically pulls your IP. So
Yeah.
like when it asks you to do captchas and stuff like that, it's getting your IP. That's how people that are IP banned via Twitter get caught.
oh, I see.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
people don't understand that that's what happens. So es lo que es.
Es lo que es.
Really off topic,
Yeah.
but captchas are the most annoying thing ever. I sat there for 2 minutes trying to verify the captcha to put Greg on here. Because
Don't
apparently
get
I
me
don't do
started
them
on
right.
captchas.
Yeah,
Don't
like the
get me
square
some
with the
captchas.
tiny
Oh
corner
my
in it.
god. Those motherfuckers. I swear
The
to God,
pictures are
they
too
make
blurry. Is that a
the
bike? I don't know.
is that a fucking demon? Is that a fire hydrant? What is it? Oh my god. Am I really a bot? Is this really what I am? I hate captchas with my whole entire existence.
What I
Anyway,
really hate,
you were
I
saying?
really hate the ones that just keep going. They don't like tell you if you failed. They'll just keep giving them to you until
Yes.
you get it right. And you're like, when will it stop?
When those stupid little squares disappear and then another one appears, but then the one that appears is even worse. Like you don't know what's
Yeah,
going on in there. Or
the
maybe
only
sometimes
captcha.
I do forget what I'm looking for because I'm like on a test captcha and it tells me to look for a bike, but I'm still remembering I have to look for a motorcycle. So I click on motorcycles. So
Or
that's not
crosswalk.
helping
Yeah,
my case.
the only two types of
Or
captcha I will accept are the little picture with like the puzzle piece where you have to slide it, or the one where it just gives you random objects and says, pick the two that match. Those are the only two. Because they
where are
work.
you getting these?
I don't know. I very rarely get
What?
them, but apparently it's a thing.
That's it is?
Yeah, a lot
Wow.
better.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I haven't got captchas in a while, so I couldn't tell you.
Lucky.
Yeah. Keep your quiet thing. Whatever. I'm so
Yeah.
upset about you not getting captchas. I can't even English, right? So
I mean, oh my god. What the fuck is going on here?
Where?
He's got 213, but man, once Trump gets Texas, PA, and Ohio, it's over.
Are you watching the
mhm.
TV?
Now I'm looking on Google.
Shit. 210
It's
to 204.
That's 58,
213 to 118.
76, 86. Man, even at 86, that's still not gonna put him up there, man. Holy shit.
Nope.
But Florida will. Florida will give him 29. Georgia will give him 16. Man,
God.
this is crazy. If he gets 11, that's 224. I don't know what Minnesota's worth. Minnesota's worth like 3, I think. Fucking Minnesota. You know?
Why are you hating
Minnesota.
on Minnesota?
Because Minnesota shouldn't have any electoral votes. Like,
Where the hell is
seriously.
Minnesota? Oh,
Minnesota is
it
all the
has
way by
10.
Canada. It has
Minnesota's got
10.
10. Yeah.
It has 10. Yeah.
Only one
Fuck
that has
them.
3 is DC, I think, and Montana.
Well, fuck DC
Oh.
too.
I'm just blind. South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming.
Montana has 3. Idaho has 4.
You the hoe, not me.
Yeah, I'm the hoe. Leave me alone. No slut shaming.
Iowa. Who the fuck lives in Iowa? Like,
I
come
don't
on,
know.
man.
I want to move to Iowa. Leave me be. There's corn there.
I just don't understand it,
Iowa
you know.
has 6.
Yeah,
Kansas
California's
has
got
6.
55. That's going to Biden. New York's got 29 going to Biden. We got Texas with 38 for Trump. Florida 29 for Trump.
I mean, it is what it
There's
is at
so
this
much
point.
red.
Pennsylvania's got 20.
I
I think
can't
PA is
believe
going to
it.
decide the
Why?
election,
Mm.
and Biden's getting
Yeah, but
murdered in PA, yo.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's at 41.9%. Ohio is at 45.1%. Georgia 46. Texas 46.5. It's not looking pretty.
My thing is, you're from fucking Pennsylvania, Biden. Like, how the fuck do you lose your home state, yo? Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Something I
Come
find really
on.
funny, though, is you've noticed how, like, very desperate Trump has been. Constantly going, like, fake media. Those are all fake polls. I'm your favorite president ever, sort of thing. Like, I wasn't as involved in politics before this election, but when people get that desperate, they sort of realize that there's obviously something wrong if so much of the United States is against you. You know,
I don't know.
at this
I
point, he's
mean,
just grasping at things.
I don't know. I don't know.
The problem is he's got
Don't
so
know.
many people that are all, like the boomers, the older generations that are actually going to vote and that don't want change and want him in office. That, I mean,
Terrible, honestly.
I just don't understand. Did he actually do something for the country that didn't involve thousands of people
yes and
dying
no.
and just tanking the economy or something?
I mean, no.
I mean, with the pandemic, it could have been a lot worse. Yes, but it also could have been a lot better. You know,
It is what it is, man.
yeah.
Like, seriously. It's pretty bad.
What even are the numbers right now for Corona?
200 and almost
Almost 48
40,000.
million in the world. United States has got 9.6 million. India's catching up with 8.3 million.
Yeah.
We're still very
Mexico's
underreported.
at 938,000.
Yeah, we would have hit more than 1 million because a lot of our cases aren't getting reported. I track
Yeah.
some things for work and it's not getting reported. Like 1 out of maybe 10 cases is being reported to the government, which is where the official numbers go in. Yeah. So, all good things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot of people. Honestly, like, all right, where I'm at, this people don't take this shit serious out here at all. Like, it's absurd. I mean, and where I go, like, if I knew somebody like was going places I was going, I'd be like, damn, they gonna catch the Rona. But like, I see these people that are there all the time, and it's such a dirty spot. Like, just people all over, and you know, um, it's just a Corona Central, and nobody's caught it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is it real? I don't know. Is it legit? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, it is because I know people who have died from it and know people who have gotten very sick from it, recovered, as well as people who are asymptomatic but test positive with the PCR test. So it is real, but it's just, a lot of asymptomatic carriers. That's why they're together and doing all sorts of shit without taking precautions, but not getting sick because they're asymptomatic carriers.
I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know.
This is a little off topic, but not quite.
Yeah.
How
Do we have a topic?
self-centered do you have to be to keep calling the virus by a name that literally caused racism? Like, he will not give up on calling it the China virus. And there were so many accounts of like people being racist towards Asians in the United States simply because of that. But he still calls it that anyway.
And yet Asians voted for him.
Asians for Trump, dude. Asians for Trump.
Yeah. Latinos for Trump. There's some
people are like, well, we
idiot
had the
here
Spanish flu because it came from the Spanish. Yeah, well, then why don't we call it the Chinese virus instead, right? It's still not good, but it's at least a little better, I suppose. You know?
It's the Kung flu.
The Kung flu.
Actually, wasn't the Spanish virus originated from somewhere else, but it was actually given the Spanish flu name because it was the first place where they started to report on it. So it wasn't really the epicenter of where it started. It says that the first observations of illness and mortality were documented in the United States.
Kansas. It started in Kansas.
See, I knew it. I knew it wasn't starting in Spain.
See, we had the bubonic plague. We didn't call that. It started
on. It started on an army base in
Pascal
Kansas.
County, Kansas, and it was said to maintain morale because it was during World War I. But in Spain, there was still free to report on it. That's why people thought that Spain was where it was given, or it was where it was the worst, which is why it was given the name Spanish flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the Spanish flu. It originated in Kansas.
Fucking Kansas.
Yeah. So, it happens.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Ed Randell, what's up, dude? Anyhow. Now I'm looking at, what's the name? Looking at the election thing.
Oh.
Okay. 223, 118.
Ed Randell's on there, so yeah.
Yeah, 223, 118.
Yeah.
Biden's got Hawaii. So far, the Biden states: Washington, Oregon, California, New Mexico, Colorado, Minnesota, Illinois, Virginia, New York, and then like that whole little spot up at the top by New York. All the small ones.
I mean, I don't know what's going on right now.
Me neither, honestly.
It's just, this is just absurd. I mean,
it really
whatever
is.
though. I don't understand it. I just don't understand how. I just don't even care anymore.
I feel like
I don't even care.
Elections from here on out, like presidential elections, are either going to get way more stressful or way less stressful, because you either have, like, every time the president refuses to bring changes about for like equality and stuff, or like abortion rights, those sort of things that are like high stakes right now, you have them refuse to do anything about it, and then have that up for stake at the next election, or you have the president that will actually do things about it, and then you don't have to worry about it in the next one. So it's just the two extremes we're waiting for.
I don't know.
I hate that though. That's the United States right now. It's just extremists. Even though the majority of people aren't, that's the only thing people are focused on right now.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole country's fucked up,
Oh
but
yeah.
it is
I mean,
what
it's
it
been
is,
fucked
man.
up, but it's just getting worse.
It is what it is, though.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't understand it. I really don't. I just don't understand it. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
What really blows my mind is the minorities that are voting for him, that endorse him. Like, how stupid can you get? Like, you see that this dude doesn't like you, that wants you out, literally wants to build a wall to keep you out. Like, Jesus, how
Mm-hmm.
far gone do you have to be to like hate yourself, your heritage, everything you are, to like go for something like that? Like, that's just
you think they
insane.
care? You think they care? They don't care.
I mean, there's a lot of like, okay, let's take the Latinos who are endorsing him, because I'm Latino, and so I can actually more or less talk about Mexicans, because that's what I know. Not all Latinos, because we're not all the same, but
Yes, you are.
a lot. Okay, Mr. Asian. Fuck you. And second of all, fuck you too. Anyway, now you made me lose my train of thought. Go back to whatever you were saying. He
You were
does
talking
that to
about
me all the
Latinos.
time.
You were
No,
talking
no,
about
no. It's not
Latinos.
coming back. Fuck off now.
Okay, so I'll move on to a different direction while you regather your thoughts. Okay,
Yes,
the
thank
older
you.
generations. The older generations that refuse to see different points of view and only vote for Trump because that's what they've done for years, is voted the Republican vote, and they're going to keep doing it. They don't think about the younger generations. In all honesty, you're not going to be around much longer to witness what's going to happen to the country. And so I think it's best for everyone and, the right thing to do to consider the outlook of your choice on the younger generations. You could have like a grandfather, right, who has a child or like a grandchild somewhere within the LGBTQ community. And things like there's a lot of rights surrounding that are up for debate right now. And if they vote the wrong way, that could mess up things for the grandchild. But they're a hardcore Republican. They don't care if they're gonna vote for Trump or whatever. You gotta
Well,
think of the future.
see, the thing is, people, it's not so much party lines, it's policies. A lot of it is people that grow up in certain areas, like
Mm-hmm.
down south in the Bible Belt. That area is not very, LGBTQ friendly at all.
No.
It's just not. Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, fucking Florida. Like, well, Florida is kind of, but
You can
anything,
parts of it.
anything above Florida, like up to, I'm gonna say South Carolina, maybe even North Carolina somewhat, but Kentucky, uh,
Tennessee.
Tennessee, Oklahoma, like that shit. That shit don't fly there, man. Like, you know, it's all, you got to think. A lot of them places, they're big college football places, like Alabama, Texas, fucking Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana. You know, so it's be a man, be this, be that, and that's what it is. So
Yeah.
that's how they grow up, and that's the lifestyle they're used to. So that's just what it is, and that's how them people are brought up. And when you have people that are from those generations of the 40s and 50s, that's what they know. They're not progressive thinking, like, unless they see things differently. But 9 out of 10
Mm-hmm.
times, they follow what their parents taught them, or whatever the case is. So
Yep.
you know.
People don't want to change their opinions.
No, and that's part of the reason this country is the way it is, because you have these people that are 65 plus and have been around forever, and You know, they're the people that influence voting, man. They're the people that go out and vote. Because it's not people my age, it's not people your age, it's not people her age. It's people that are 55 and 60 and 65 and 70 that are going out and voting for people that aren't promoting change and that aren't trying
Mhm.
to do stuff for the future. They're just concerned about the next 4 years or 8 years, whatever it is, however long they're in office, because they're not worried about their legacy, or they're not worried about the country's legacy. They're worried about their legacy, you know?
Mhm.
So that's just what it
Well, it's
is, man.
interesting what you just said about how in the Bible Belt they're used to a lot of things that like very, very old fashioned, very set and not progressive at all about LGBT or minorities or things. But there's among the Latino community, and I don't know about the Asian community, but in the Latino community, it's very, very common that to not be accepting of LGBT, to be very misogynist, if that's the word, very patriarchal. And that's also something that might be contributing to why they're going for Trump, why they're
Mhm.
endorsing Trump, because it follows what they think is right. And then there's the whole other issue because Latinos that or minorities, there's a lot of minorities now in the US. Maybe they won't overwhelm the whites yet, but there's a lot and they are young. So these are young people who are set in that type of thinking, who are still making like these old sorts of ideas that aren't right, that aren't progressive, that they keep existing. So that's also an issue. It's not just those old farts that are about to die. It's also new people who come from. Oh, I'm talking here. Laugh later. It's also new people who come from really bad cultures and they keep spreading that sort of thinking. So
Mhm.
just another side of the coin.
But see, the thing is, like, all right, if you come here from another country and you're an immigrant, right? And
Yeah.
all right, say you're from India and you're here on a H-1B visa, right? And you have a tech
Uh-huh.
job. Well, guess what?
Uh-huh.
Trump is trying to cut all the H-1B visas because he says that that's taking away from American jobs. And you people still want to fucking vote for this guy? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man? I don't understand it.
Well,
I just
they
don't
could
get
Mhm.
it.
feel secure. They could be like, oh, I'm the biggest, best, whatever I'm doing over here with the computers and the fancy things. I'm not going to get thrown back because my company's going to fight for me when that's not true. You're just another cog in the machine. But they feel so secure in that they were actually brought over, that the company went through all the bullshit that they have to go through to just get them there into the US, that they think that they won't get thrown back. Like they're already in. And that's probably what they don't really think through. Like, I'm already here. I'm not gonna get thrown back. Poor are the people who are trying to get in. Like they're not really thinking outside of themselves since they're already there. That might be another part of it.
Yeah, but you think Donnie Caesar, if he came out and said, look, I'm cutting all the H-1B visas, and you have to hire American people, and I'm going to give you tax cuts, and, we're going to make it the best tax cut ever. So you think they won't say, "Yo, look, man, look, dog, you gotta go back. Like, see ya. Like, first thing smoking back to fucking New Delhi. You on it, bro? Like, you feel me? Like, they're all about money, and these businesses they love Trump because he caters to them. He gives them big tax cuts.
Mhm.
He gives them bailout money. He
Uh-huh.
gives them this and that. So, like, if he says you can't hire these people, or they have to go back, or whatever the case is, you think they're not gonna listen? Like, what? You're crazy. Look here, man. You on the first thing smoking back to fucking Turkey, dog. See ya. You know. So, eh, you think your job, you think you're secure, or whatever the case is. That shit ain't happening. Like, you got a better chance being here on an L1 or a TN2 than you do an H1B right now because he was already trying to cut them H1Bs. He went through the fucking court trying to cut the amount of H1Bs that were allowed, you know?
Mhm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But
I don't know.
shit's just
People are whack.
shit's just crazy. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
I feel
I
really
don't
bad.
understand it at all.
I feel really bad for like the younger Gen Z, like all the ones under 18 who can't vote. Because right now, that's like the generation that's trying to push for so much change and equality, but they can't do anything to vote, right? So all they can do right now is, campaign, sort of, try to change people's opinions. That's really hard, especially when you're young, because people don't listen to young people. They're like, oh, you're a child. You don't know what's going on in the world. Your opinion can't be right. When, they can be making valid points, but no one's going to listen to them. And they just have to kind of sit here and watch it burn, you know?
Unless your name's Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I mean, Gen Z won't ask for fucking extra ranch dressing at a restaurant, but they'll go out and protest on some shit. It's
Oh,
crazy,
yeah.
bro. It's crazy. I don't understand it. You
Gen Z
can't
won't
ask
order
them.
their own food.
Yeah,
At a
this
restaurant,
shit's
they'll go beat
crazy,
up a
bro.
motherfucker for saying something.
Right. I don't know. Whatever. If that's how they get down, that's how they get down.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is, man. But if this is the country or the world that their parents want them to inherit or their grandparents want them to inherit or whatever the case is, then all right. But I'll tell you what, man, this ain't the world I want my kids to inherit because this shit
Yeah.
right here ain't it. Like, this is not it at all. Like, bro, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
It's just absurd.
it's very reassuring knowing that this such, that forward-thinking generation is going to be the one that's going to inherit, the country that's sort of being built right now. Because,
Yeah, but what's being built? Like, what
I
is
mean,
being built right now?
yeah, it's reassuring
Nothing.
knowing that they are the ones, because they are pushing so hard for this, that the moment they get the control to actually do things about it, they're going to take it and run with that.
Are they going
I
to
mean,
run with it, or are they going to run away from it because they're afraid of it
mean,
because it's ranch dressing that they didn't ask for? I'm just saying,
I
I mean, yeah, but
it's one thing.
still,
Yeah,
I think
It's one thing.
it's
What?
different.
in some aspects, they
It's
are going to run with it. Things that don't require confrontation, they'll go vote, but they're not going to, like, publicly by themselves campaign. But things are going to get done at some point. I'm just glad that this isn't like a closed off, very, very, very conservative generation that's going to be making choices at some point, you know?
I mean, because you got to think like, all right, anybody who grew up in the 80s or 90s, you grew up with the internet and shit like that, but you, the generation now, if you were born in 2000 and 2000, 2005, 2010, like, you grew up with the internet nonstop. You
Mm-hmm.
grew up with smartphones, you grew up with all that. Where if you're older, you didn't grow up with smartphones. Like, you were still outside and still fucking pagers and calling people on a house phone. Like, dude, I know people that don't even know what the fuck a house phone is. They've never seen one. Like, it's absurd. I mean, I know people that have no idea what a pager is, what a CD is, what a fucking floppy disk is, like shit like that, And
Mm-hmm.
the, this new generation, like, they grew up with so much more technology and so much more access to everything, and that's why they're more open to ideas and stuff like that because, they grew up on the internet, so and they were exposed to more at an earlier age, where
Mm-hmm.
people that are older, you weren't exposed to those things because unless you had friends that were into that shit, you weren't exposed to nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same
You know,
time, it also makes it to where if you're growing up with all this technology, you don't have any fucking people skills. You can't talk to nobody. You're just gonna sit there and text people in the same room with you because you can't have a conversation because you don't know how to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes you socially awkward. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword.
It is, but I think
Well,
such the access to the internet is quite a benefit because I mean, you do have the
mhm,
internet at your fingers. If you want to know something, you can figure it out. You want to learn to do something. There's so many free tutorials everywhere to learn things. I think
exactly.
if people, wanted to actually do things, they would. But I mean, at least right now, a lot of people are just sort of staying in their house alone, not really doing things, when they have endless possibilities in front of them.
I mean, I don't know. It is what it
And
is.
then, like, you can see it from your point of view, right? The first world point of view. But you got to remember that in third world, we're still living in the 21st century in fucking 2020, and there's kids that don't know how to use a smartphone, that don't know how to use a tablet, who are going outside. There's people who are 16, 15 years old, like Gen Z, who don't know how to turn on a computer, who don't know how to use Microsoft Word, who don't know how to go on and Google things. So yeah, internet is a fucking amazing thing. And if you have to sacrifice like going up to the waitress and ask for more ranch dressing, then that's something I'm willing to sacrifice. Like I can always like buy my own bottle of ranch dressing and carry it around. That's the solution.
I've seen
Not have
someone
to
do
go
that
up to the
before.
fucking waitress. Yes, like
I've
damn.
been in a
I would
restaurant where
not give
someone
up
pulled out
internet for
their
that at all.
own bottle of dressing.
No, that is like the perfect solution. Like you don't gotta interact with anybody. You got the ranch. You don't gotta do interaction.
I was quite
Perfect.
taken aback by that, honestly. You look over the table next to you, this lady just pulls the bottle of, I don't even know what, out of her purse, sets on the table.
I mean, I the internet's good, but at the same time, the internet's a curse, man. Because then you have
Oh
people
yeah.
that just go on Facebook or get news off of Twitter, and it's just oh, I saw on Facebook that. Well, here's an idea: don't get your fucking news off Facebook, Grandma. You know?
And if you're gonna
Yeah.
get it off Facebook, at least cross-check it with reliable sources
Nah, why would they
before
ever do
you,
that?
well, yes, but if
Well, I
you're
mean, those
going
are
to,
the same type of people that even if they weren't on Facebook, they would be like, "Oh my god, my neighbor told me that the aliens came in or something," and it's so true because she never lies, even though she spends all her time gossiping with other neighbors. Like that's the
oh yeah,
same type of people. It doesn't matter if they're on the internet, on Facebook, getting fake news, but they're gonna get it some way or another because they're just not critical thinkers. That's just the plain fact. Either they get
Yeah.
it by traditional methods or they get it through Facebook, but they're gonna get stupid information and they're gonna think it's true. And then because they don't think things through, they're gonna share it to somebody else, and so on and so forth.
see, I think that's a problem. That's like one of the main problems we have in the world is people don't think for themselves. That's why we have younger generations growing up with such closed-off ideas because they only rely on their parents' opinions. You've got, people only listening to specific sites for their news and refusing to see things with their own eyes. If
I
people
mean,
would take a chance to look at things, I think their opinions on stuff would change.
people don't want to think for themselves. They want to be told what to think.
I know.
People don't want to create their own thoughts and opinions. They want to be told what their opinion is. And that's a problem. I
It
mean,
really is.
because if you can't think for yourself and you depend on other people to tell you what to think, then you're never going to have a fucking original thought. You're never going to be anybody because you're just going to follow everybody else. Stop following
Mm,
people and fucking do your own thing, man. I can't stand that.
Oh
Shit's
yeah.
so annoying. So annoying. Hate it. It drives me crazy.
Wait till you land yourself in a job that requires you to create things and think for yourself. You're not going to be able to do that if all your life you've just been following what other people tell you to do.
Some people like that though, and not everybody's
Yeah.
a leader though, and that's fine because
Well, yeah.
you need people. Everybody has their role to play. There's leaders and there's followers, and it's just like in a war. There's generals and there's soldiers, man. Which one are you? Figure it out. If you're a follower and you're not a leader because that's not who you are, then all right, that's fine. Like fall back, fucking buckle up and get ready for the ride. But if you're a leader, like take control and do what you do.
There's
Some
still a
people don't.
difference. There's a difference between completely following people and taking their every word as your own thought, right? You can have someone tell you, I need you to do this in this way, but you still have the ability to think for yourself and give input on it, right? Instead of just going word for word on everything.
Some people don't want to though. Some people
Yeah.
like a job. Some people want a job where everything that they do is dictated to them, and they don't have to think. Because that's the problem. People don't want to think, and if you don't want to think, then you just want to be a fucking puppet. Your boss might as well just take his hand, lube it up, shove it up your ass, and move your fucking mouth with his hand. You know.
That's a very nice
Very,
image.
very
Thank you.
interesting.
Very, very,
Not a picture I
very
wanted in my mind
vivid
right now.
imagery. I was planning to go to sleep after this, but I might have some dreams. So thank you for that.
It's gonna be Trump.
Damn.
I'm just saying, man. Like, if people don't want to think on their own and do their own thing, then it's just it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know. So fuck it. Y'all want to think for yourself? Y'all want to do your own thing? Have fun.
Yeah. Well,
Don't know what to tell you. Man.
it's time for my night. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to go to
Yeah.
bed too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Very fun.
All right. I'm about to go to bed.
I forgot how to
See
get Craig
y'all.
off.
Have a
All
good
right. Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.